define American empire, because I was listening to your pod with our friend Peter Betke, and it's not like we are so heavily involved in Ukraine in hopes that Ukraine becomes the 52nd state.
Yes, right.
That's not the kind of empire we're talking about.
And so that's what makes the American empire unique, is that historically empires have, one of the key components has been territorial acquisition. And of course, in the early days of America, you did see that westward expansion and so on. And then, of course, wanting to protect Latin America from external intervention from other countries, not necessarily to claim all the territory, but kind of make it in many cases satellite or client states of the United States. But I and academics debate rhetoric and terminology like academics do. And so there is this huge debate in political science about, is American empire? I think it is. And the reason I think it is because it views itself, and many other countries view it, and by the way, many citizens view it, as the entity that holds together the world, that its projection of power around the world, some mix of military force, economic power wielded by government, not by individuals left to their own devices, is necessary to kind of this glue that holds the world together. And you hear this rhetoric both from policymakers, but also from many academics of the liberal order. And the liberal order is a result of design. It's a result of a small group of elites in America that project their power. And so while the American empire doesn't acquire territory as empires of the past, it does project power all around the world. And I mean all around the world. It's certainly military force, let alone economic force through government, or at least partnering with government. And what it does is maintains a set of kind of client states. They don't call them that, but you look, for instance, on where foreign aid goes. You look at where arms sales go. And so then you think about, well, what are the characteristics of this empire? Well, one of it's a significant military apparatus at home. Another is a culture of militarism. So you see this right now with Ukraine, irregardless of where you stand on it. You can either say, well, we should do nothing, or I think it's good that we send some support. Doesn't matter. If you critique the U.S. government at all, or say, like, what are we doing? You don't have to. All of a sudden, you're a Putin apologist. Yeah. You want Putin to take over the world, and this is the kind of playbook that happens if you look historically, going back to our point about propaganda and information throughout wars, which is anyone that tries to not even push back against having a military or against the military doing anything or aid doing anything, they are labeled as a traitor, unpatriotic, and so on. And that is highly problematic from the standpoint of a citizenry being skeptical of everything their government does. And so you have a culture of militarism. You see this just in our daily lives. If you think about sporting events in the United States, go to a professional or even a college, in many cases, sporting event, what do you see at the beginning? Well, of course, there's the color guard and all that, but oftentimes you see things like a welcoming home of a member of the military who surprises their family, some kind of show of nationalism and patriotism. You walk through airports or wherever, and you see people in uniform. Thank you for your service. Most of these people that you're thanking probably haven't even seen combat or the front line.